the Green Party is opposing it.
Mr Speaker.
I call the honourable member.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Brendan Horan.
I rise to oppose this third reading of the Crown's Minerals Amendment to the Amendment Bill. And I do so because this is a DIY job, sir, a fix-up job, and not a very good one at that. The same thing is actually happening outside the front of Parliament, as is happening here in the debating chamber. And, sir, we can wait for this member to be told off. I don't mind waiting a few secs. But, sir, outside... Mr Brownlee, that's the trouble with your side. Too many lips flapping, and you can't learn anything while your lips are flapping. You need to have those ears opening. Too bad Big Ears isn't here. And, sir, outside, the beehive roof is being replaced because the current roof is not fit for purpose, just like that side of the house, sir. And this roof that's being replaced in copper, sir, how much is that costing? $3 million? Well, there you go. That's how much minerals cost because, sir, that is a Crown mineral, copper. It's a Crown mineral. But this government would just give it away. Anybody who comes along. Who's out there who's going to be mining TTR? Can somebody help me? Who is on the board of TTR? Who is on the board of TTR? Who is that woman? Isn't it Ms Shipley? Could that be right, Ms Shipley? I'm just pulling out splinters again, wondering how many boards that woman's on. But, sir, here we are on a Saturday morning because the minister's performance is not fit for purpose either. And, sir, what I wonder is, and I said earlier that there are some members over that side who I greatly respect. And I wonder how they could possibly support overseas interests, foreigners coming in and plundering our natural resources. Sir, these minerals have taken millions of years to accumulate. And there's no impact reports, the fisheries haven't been consulted, we don't know what effect it's going to have. And if we have a look at open mining on land, we may get an idea because this government is used to subterfuge. Can you imagine the effect on our ecological systems when all of that iron ore and sand is removed? And I haven't even begun to touch on mining. This government has proven that they cannot remove oil from a ship on a rock. So how are they going to remove oil that's leaking from the sea, be it 1,500 metres under, be it even if it's 400 metres under? How long is it going to take rescue teams to get there? Where is the infrastructure for us to support this? But most importantly, what is going to be the impact, and what are we getting out of it anyway? 1 to 2% of profit that some foreign company will come and say, oh, this is what we made? In TTR's case, where they bring in the big Chinese ship and they take out as much iron ore as they want, but what else are they taking out? And again, what is the effect on our ecosystems? So ecosystems are very fragile. And we wonder what is going to happen. So this is an appalling bill. It is a sellout. It is a sellout for New Zealand. It is a sellout of our children's future, of our heritage. So some of these members may not know what it's like under the water. I don't know when they were last in the surf. But when you dive under a wave, sir, and I can tell you this, actually, if you dive under a big wave, you can see the water swirling. And as it swirls, you see the sand moving, sir. And within that sand are crustaceans, there's all sorts of sea life. And as those crustaceans are floating around and the sea fish, the shellfish are floating around, sir, in come the fish, and that's how they feed. Well, I'm just giving a little basic demonstration of how an ecosystem works in the ocean. And, sir, have that side even considered the impact to our fisheries.
Order.
Thank you, sir. Because I fail to understand how those members with a conscience can possibly support this bill. You've seen what happened in the Rena's case. There is actually oil still floating up. And when the wind is in a northeasterly direction, as it is today at Mount Maunganui and the surf's up, I can still go out there and I'll come in with specks of oil on my board. Sir, the shellfish off Tauranga have not been fit to eat since the Rena disaster. The shellfish have not been fit to eat since the Rena disaster. But you don't see that in the papers. Why not? Why don't you see it? There's a number of reasons why you can't. Actually, Mr. Brownlee, go and see the local doctors. Go and see Dr. Tingy. He'll tell you about all the gastro cases that he's had in where people have been eating shellfish and had gotten food poisoning. In Mount Maunganui, it's tragic what the Rena has done, the ongoing effects. And what's going to happen if we get a disaster, oil leaking out to sea? This government can't fix it up. Where are the booms to protect? Where are the rescue teams to clean up the mess? This mess will be cleaned up after the next election when a new government comes in, one with a social conscience, one with an environmental conscience, and one with... I'll be here. Don't you worry, Mr. Brownlee, I'll be here. I will be here, sir. Because I've got an environmental conscience, and you'd be surprised, there's a lot of people in New Zealand who support my being here. But sir, I digress. I'd like to again explain about what's happening to our environment, what's happening to New Zealand when good people have to go along and follow a bill that's clearly wrong. It's clearly wrong, hasn't even come into effect, and here we are rushing through the night trying to pass amendments to it. It's not well worked, is it? It's not very well organised. That's why one of the national members departed. It wasn't because of a glass of wine, it was because somebody showed their office, their electoral office, on television and exposed this government for being totally disorganised, just as this bill, the writing of this bill, shows this government can't do one thing right. And don't even let me start about housing, sir. How are you going to build 39,000 houses in Auckland? How are you going to do that? You're completely disorganised.
Order.
Thank you, sir. Sir.
And relevancy.
Well, sir, it is relevant because some of those roofs will have copper spouting, sir, which is a crown mineral. They will. This government says there's going to be 39,000 houses and there's going to be a lot of crown minerals in that, but guess what? We'll be buying them from overseas interest. Thank you.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. As many of that opinion will please say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. It's been disputed. Asking for a party vote, please. The clerk will please conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
33 votes opposed.
Green Party.
Opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes in favour.
Māori Party. Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Honourable members, the ayes are 68, the noes are 46. The motion is agreed to.
Crown Minerals Amendment Act 2013 Amendment Bill, third reading.
They burst into applause over there for that one.
I know, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the Minister. I can see this is a popular call, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry, but
Jerry Brown.
the previous speaker was a cure for insomnia. He certainly had me in a deep